Are continuing to follow breaking news this morning. Several shootings overnight leave 2 people dead.
Yeah, the most recent one was over by TSU, Tennessee State University, and News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley is at the North Police Precinct, maybe a mile or so away from TSU. And what have officers been telling you this morning, Cuthbert?
Steve, what they know right now is that 2 people are suspected of shooting a guy as he was just sitting in his car behind Hadley Park last night. But so far, officers are not releasing the descriptions of the suspects. They are still interviewing some witnesses, still trying to piece together exactly who could be behind this deadly shooting. Take a look at the scene from last night. Again, this happened around 8:15, actually during when the African Street Festival was going on at Hadley Park. So you can see all of those people there around the scene. The crime scene investigators pretty much focused on that one car you see right there, that Mustang. Police say the suspect was sitting in his car when the 2 gunmen came up and started shooting. The victim was hit once in the head, but by the time authorities got him to the hospital, he was already pronounced dead. So police are still trying to figure out who could have done this, and if there is some sort of altercation leading up to this. They still don't know. Well, what the latest is that 2 people just came up and shot the guy. So at this point, it seems to be random, but again, officers are still trying to work to figure out exactly what happened here. Now, if you at home know something about this shooting, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers at 615-74-CRIME. Now, another person is also dead in North Nashville, this time near Whites Creek Pike. I'm working to get the latest information, and we'll bring that to you at 7:30. For now, though, we're live at the precinct this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Cuthbert. More breaking news now. Dozens of senior citizens were forced to evacuate their retirement home overnight. It happened at the Trevecca Towers on Lester Avenue. The sprinkler malfunctioned and it caused water to pour onto the second floor. One person was taken to the hospital as a precaution, but no word on what that person was treated for. And the incident is still under investigation. Also overnight, a man was rushed to the hospital after a shooting in Madison. We're told this one happened on Due West Avenue around 11:30. The victim is expected to be okay. So far, no arrests have been made. A gruesome discovery sparks an investigation in the Whites Creek area. We're told neighbors found a woman dead inside her apartment on East Nocturne Drive yesterday. Witnesses say the 26-year-old appeared to have been shot. Detectives are working to identify a suspect.
Well, a search is now underway after an armed robbery at a Dollar General store in our area. We're told 3 guys ran into the Brick Church Pike location. They threatened the clerk and they made off with the cash. They drove off in a gold Hyundai. Detectives are now looking at the surveillance video, hoping to try to identify those suspects, and they'll release that information. We'll pass it on to you, and maybe you can help identify them as well.
And new this morning as well, a house fire sparks an investigation in Murfreesboro. Now, we want to show you a duplex on Reed Avenue caught fire about 9:30 last night. After putting out the flames, crews used thermal imaging camera to search for possible victims, but thankfully they didn't find anyone inside. We're told the fire appears to have started in a back bedroom. The cause is still unknown this morning, and as soon as we get more information, we'll pass them along. So have you ever seen this large of a mulch fire? It sparked in Rutherford County yesterday afternoon at the Murfreesboro Fleet Services Department on Florence Road. We're told a motor issue with a mulching machine started the fire. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
You know, sometimes those get so hot they start by themselves.
Exactly.
You know? All right. Well, a bizarre car crash sends 3 women to the hospital in Cookeville. What happened? They were sitting on a bench. Yeah, this is according to our friends at the Herald Citizen. It was at the flea market on Highway 111, which is really popular over in Putnam County. A driver of a minivan was trying to park. Problem is, she accidentally hit the gas and she slammed into a bench. She meant to hit the brake, obviously. Those 3 women were on the bench. They went to the hospital, 2 of them by life flight. It's unclear how serious the injuries are. Tennessee Highway Patrol is looking into that accident.
And a final honor for a U.S. veteran, thanks to an outpouring of support from his community. In just a couple of hours, neighbors, many strangers will say their final goodbyes to Ronnie Lee Toller. The 66-year-old Army veteran passed away last month in Dixon, but no family came forward. Then last Thursday, a staff member at the Dixon Funeral Home posted a message on Facebook asking the community to attend his funeral service. The response has been overwhelming.
It's a great thing to see, especially in this day and time of what's going on in our country.
The funeral home this morning at 8:15, so just about an hour from now, Mr. Toller will be buried with funeral military honors at the Middle Tennessee State Veterans Cemetery here in Nashville at 9 o'clock.
Speaking of those who have served our country, a National Guard armory in Lobelville, Tennessee, has a new name this morning. The Armory was renamed over the weekend in honor of Sergeant First Class Michael Braden. The guardsman was shot and killed by a 15-year-old named Christopher Farrar back in July 2014. The teen is charged with murder. He's going to be tried as an adult. Braden served in the National Guard for more than 20 years.
The old Trail West building is a pile of rubble this morning. Now we can see it that the sun has come up.
Yeah.
It's a live look at where it used to stand at 3rd and Broadway. All night long, we watched as crews tore it down. The location will soon be home to a 3-story Harry O's Steakhouse set to open in March.